Okay, welcome to today's tutorial. Today, we'll be looking at percentages. Okay, now when we talk about percentages simply means a number divided by 100 or fractions whose denominator is 100. Now, percentages, before you can say it's in percentage, its fraction or its denominator must always be over 100. Okay, now we can express fractions as percentages, and in the other way around, turn percentages to fractions. Okay, this all will be learning in the course of our study. Okay, now if we want to express 75% as a fraction, that will be 75 over 100. Okay, if we want to express 60% or 65% as 100, it will be 60 over 100 or 65 over 100. 10% as a fraction will be 10 over 100. 20% as a fraction, 20 over 100. Then in this all, we ensure we bring those fractions down to its lowest times. All right, now looking at our example 1 here, our question 1 here, it says change 45% to fraction. Now if we have question 1, 45%, we know that that is 45 over 100. Okay, since it's in percentages, we'll reduce it, we'll put it over 100. Now breaking it down to our lowest term, 5 into 45 would give us 9. 5 into 100 would give us 20. That means 45% in fractions would be 9 all over 20. Okay, question 2 says express 3 over 5 as a percentage. Okay, if we want to express 3 over 5 as percentage, simply we are going to multiply it by 100 to ensure that our base is in percentages. So in doing that, we are going to have it as 3 over 5 times 100 over 1. Okay, so this gives us 5 here 1, 5 here 20, which gives us 60%. Or we can have it as, to ensure that our base, as we said, our percentage is a fraction whose denominator is 100, we can turn it around to be 3 times 20 all over 5 times 20. Since 5 times 20 will give us 100, giving us 60 over 100, which is 60%. All right. Now, to the next question, it says, what is 35% of 105? Okay, 35% of 105. Okay, now looking at 35% of 105, first off, let's convert this percentage to fraction. That will give us 35 over 100 of means multiplication of 105 over 1. Okay, so we can now cancel out. Okay, 5 here into 35 will give us 7. 5 into 100 will give us 20. 5 here will give us 4. 5 here will give us 21. So this we are having as 7 times 21 all over 4. Okay, and 7 times 21 will give us 147. Okay, we have it as 147 all over 4. Okay, now 147 divided by 4 will give us 36.75. Okay, 36.75. So 36.75 is 35% of 105. Now to the fourth question we have there, it says, what percent of 56.16 kg of what percent is, sorry, this should be what percent is 56.16 kg of 624. So that means if I'm looking for this will become X percent of 624 kg equals 56.16 kg. Alright, that is the interpretation of this. So in order to solve this, since this is X percent, this becomes X over 100 times 624 over 1 equals 56.16. Okay, so from here we can, opening up this, we have this as 624x all over 100 equals 56.16. So cross multiplying, this gives us 624x equals 56.16 times 100. Okay, so 56.16 times 100 equals X will be 5616 divided by 624. Okay, divided by 624 will give us X equals 9%. That means 9% of 624 kilograms will give you 56.16 kg. Next question says, BC's mark in 3 tests are 22 out of 24, 29 out of 40, and 12 out of 20. What is our overall percentage? Now, in order to solve our overall percentage, we'll be looking at test 1. She has 22 over 24. Test 2, she has 29 over 40. And test 3, she got 12 over 20. So for us to find out overall percentage would be 22 plus 29 plus 12 all over 24 plus 40 plus 20, okay, times 100 over 1. Alright, now let's add them all up. If we add them up, we have 22 plus 29 plus 12, which gives us 63. So this becomes 63 all over 40 plus 24, that is 84 times 100 over 1. Okay, now having it as that, we can break it down to its lowest term, okay, which is, breaking it down to its lowest term, we have it as 63 times 100. 63 times 100 gives us 6300 divided by 84, okay, times 100 divided by 84 would give us 75%. So our average in the 3 tests would be 75%. Now, to our second question, it says, in a small village of 500 people, 35 speaks the local language, while 200 speak Pidgin English. What is the percentage of the population that speaks both the local language and Pidgin English? Now, in order to have this, we have local language, okay, total population. We have total population as 500. Our local language is 350. Pidgin English is 200. Okay, so now looking at its set, okay, that means there's an intersection between both. So this is X, this is local, and this is Pidgin English. Our universal set is 500. Okay, so for our local, we're having it as 350 minus x. For our Pidgin, we're having it as 200 minus x. So for us to calculate it, we have 500 equals 350 minus x plus 200 minus x. So this gives us 500 equals 550, x cancels x minus x. So our x equals 550 minus 500, which gives us 50 people. So since 50 people speak both languages, that is both the local language and the Pidgin English, now we are asked to find what percentage of the population speaks both languages. So for us to find the percentage of the population that speaks both languages, this will become population that speaks both is 50, 50 all over the total number of people, 500 times 100 over 1. So this cancels this cancels this. So we have 5 here 1, 5 here 10. We have 10% of the people to speak both languages. So this is 10% to speak both languages. So let's call this both. Okay, both languages, we have it as 10%. So for those that speak only the local language, we have it as 300 minus 50, 350 minus 50 to give us 300, and Pidgin English would be 200 minus 50, which gives us 150. Now, the percentage of people that speaks the local language would be 300 all over 500 times 100 over 1. This cancels this cancels this. 5 here, 1. 5 into 3, 30, 60. So 60% speaks the local language. Now, for those that speak Pidgin English, it will be 150 all over 500 times 100 over 1. This cancels this cancels this. 5 here 1, 5 here 30. So we have 30% speaks Pidgin English. So 10% speaks local and Pidgin English, 60% speaks the local language, and 30% speaks Pidgin English. Our next question says, in a school, there are 1,000 boys and a number of girls. 48% of the total number of students that were successful in an examination was made up of 50% of the boys and 40% of the girls. Now that we should find the number of girls in the school. Now, looking at it, we have a number of boys. We have the number of boys equals 1,000. We are given that. And number of girls equals x. Okay, now total number of students, our total number of students would be 1,000 plus x, okay, which is the number of girls. And we are told that 48% of the total number of students were successful. Okay, so 48% successful candidates, let's look at it as successful students equals 48%. Okay, that is 48 over 100 times 1,000 plus x. Okay, 48 divided by 100 will give us a 0.48 of 1000 point times, sorry, plus x. Okay, so if we expand that bracket, we can expand that bracket to give us 480, 1, 2, 3, 480 plus 0.48x. But we'll see that later. Okay, so now the next line of question says 50% of the boys were, okay, for 10% of the total number of students that were successful in an examination was made up of 50% of the boys. Okay, so 50% of 1000 will become 50 over 1000 over 100, sorry, times 1000 over 1. 0 cancels 0. So this gives us 500 boys. Okay, so 500 boys were successful, and the number of girls that were successful was 40% of x. Okay, this for boys. So 40% of x were successful. That means 40 over 100 times x, which gives us 40x over 100, which is 0.4x. Okay, now 0.4 of the girls were successful. Now equating a successful students, which is 0.48 times 1000 plus x equals 500 boys plus 0.4x of girls. Okay, now equating this together, we will now have opening up this bracket. Okay, let's open up our bracket to have it as, this will give us 0.4 times 1000 will give us 480 plus 0.48x equals 500 plus 0.4x. So collecting our like terms together, this going over will give us 0.48x minus 0.4x equals 500 minus 480. Okay, so this will give us 0.08. 0.08x equals 20. So x equals 20 divided by 0.08, which gives us 20 divided by 0.08 gives us 250 girls. That means in the school there are 250 girls in the school. Now, to our next question. It says a second-hand car costing 3,200 naira was valued at 2,560 after a year's use. By what percentage had the car depreciated? Now let's find the cost difference. Now the cost difference is 3200 minus 2560, which gives us 3200 minus 2560 gives us 640. So it depreciated by 640 naira. Now for us to find the percentage depreciation, now is depreciation percentage, would be depreciation all over value times 100 over 1. Okay, so this will become 640 all over 320 times 100 over 1. This cancels this, this cancels this. Okay, reducing this to 640 over 32. Okay, so 32 here 1, 32 here 20. So this brings us to 20%. That means the car depreciated by 20%. Alright guys, with this, we've come to the end of today's tutorial. If you've enjoyed our lecture so far, don't forget to share this link with your friends and families. If there be any question, put them down in the comment section below. See you guys in our next class. Thank you.